It's Wednesday. Thank you very much, and you are watching Britain's brightest daytime show with me, Matthew Wright. It's the 3rd of February, and we've got 6 weeks of lousy weather on the way, folks. I know this because yesterday, Punxsutawney Tawny Phil of Gobbler's Knob fame came out of his tree stump and cast a shadow. And as everyone who was watching yesterday knows, casting a shadow on Groundhog Day means a month and a half of meteorological misery. 3rd of February is also the day we wish Dr. Henry Heimlich a happy 90th birthday. He's the guy who invented the Heimlich manoeuvre, a lifesaver if you've ever had anything stuck in your throat. As Cher, Liz Taylor and 100,000 other people can testify. That's not a bad epitaph, is it? Save 100,000 people. It's also Eric's birthday. 27 years young today. Happy birthday, Eric. And it's also happy birthday to his twin brother, Elmo, from Sesame Street, who's 3 again. Apparently he's 3 every year. Like Helena Christensen, Elmo never gets any older. Much like our sprightly panel. Ain't that true, Mr. Craig Revel-Horwood, ladies and gentlemen? How are you?
Lovely, lovely.
Now, beautiful jacket, if I don't mind me saying so.
Well, yes, my boyfriend Grant designed this for me. Yeah, it's very nice.
He's got a part-time job as a bingo caller.
The little jewels.
Yeah, that's the greeting I had this morning. You're a bingo caller.
That's what it looks like.
A class. Yeah, no, I just wondered, the little diamante, is that all sewn on by little children in some far-off slum?
China.
China, perfect. Good. And next to Craig Lowry Turner, ladies and gentlemen. Did you really call him a bingo caller?
I simply made an observation. He looked like a bingo caller, which he does.
No.
Thank you for that.
No, you know,
Did you look in the mirror, darling, this morning?
This is fashion.
It's 10 years ago.
No, it's not.
Oh, dear,
As a former fashion editor, you're on very, very shaky ground.
Skating on thin ice,
Yes.
as Jason Gardner would say.
Yeah.
You see, it's proof Larry's just as charming backstage as she is on camera. Now, our special guest this morning has been knocking 'em dead in a new play. It's Right Stuff favourite, Mr. Steve Furst, ladies and gentlemen. How are you?
Quite weird sitting here.
I like it.
It is odd. In all the years I've done the show, I've never sat here, so
It's good, isn't it?
I can touch your hand.
Now I can get I can get all showbiz on you now because I had the pleasure of seeing Steve flex his acting muscles at London's King's Head Theatre, which is in Islington. I saw him the other night in a play called Wet Weather Cover, and it's a play about. Actually, you tell him, Steve.
It's a play about 2 actors trapped in a trailer on a bad film in Spain, and it's constantly raining. So we have this soundtrack of just rain, and it gets more and more intrusive as the play goes on. And the trailer leaks, and I'm an English actor, and Michael Brandon, who used to play Dempsey in Dempsey and Makepeace, is the American actor. And it's just 2 guys that aren't really going anywhere, and it's they start by having a small argument that develops into a rather larger argument as the play goes on. But there's obviously a kind of underlying respect for each other. And it's one of those plays that kind of plays on your... You know, you kind of side with one of the actors at one point, and then with the other actor at the other point, and then no one comes out on top, which is always a nice thing, that you kind of come away quite satisfied that you identify with both.
When you were last here, you said, I think you were in a rehearsal, you said, oh, it's funny, it's tender, it's all these different things. I thought, yeah. It's hilarious.
It is.
I mean, I haven't laughed that much for a long, long time,
right.
So I congratulate you. I really did have a great time.
Well, I have to say, that's thanks to Oliver Cotton, who's a brilliant actor who wrote the play. And he wrote it, he was inspired to do it when he was on a terrible film in Malta. And, I mean, it's like every actor's nightmare. It's just that you just sit around waiting to go on, to do your scene, and if it's raining, that might not happen. And you are trapped, and you're in a place, and things don't work, and you don't have your own things around you. You don't have any mobile or phone reception. It's tough being at the coalface of light entertainment.
Now, a word of warning for anyone who might fancy going to Islington, to the King's Head Theatre, about sitting in the front row. Gets quite wet.
Does it?
Yeah.
A little bit. Oh, right, OK. It gets quite wet,
right.
So be very aware, or wear a sou'wester, or...
And some of the plays in Spanish?
Well, I wouldn't say some of the plays in Spanish. That will alienate people that either don't like Spaniards or don't like their language. But it's not... It's just... there is a Spanish character that comes in a few times in the play. You do not have to understand... The idea is that you shouldn't understand Spanish because it is all the funnier for not understanding the Spanish. And he's brilliant, Pepe. Who's playing Pepe? That's not why he got the job, but it does help.
He has impossibly tight, short shorts.
It's
as
very
well.
short shorts. He's recently married, and his wife's been to see it a couple of times, and of course, she's revelling in the fact he's playing a very short, mincing guy in a very, very tight shorts, who's... he's hilarious.
He's worryingly good.
He's a scene stealer, more than probably anyone I've ever worked with. He's brilliant.
Talking of scene stealing, we can't obviously show a clip from the play, but Steve is also on telly at the moment as put-upon servant Manitol in the kids' fave Legend of Dick and Dom. Last Saturday saw Steve taken prisoner by the dastardly knee-high tribe.
I say, that girl is one of the best actresses I've ever worked with. She'd never done any TV before. She only went in for a one-line part. They gave her the lead in that episode. She's extraordinary.
But, you see, it's on CBC, so we don't get to see it on regular terrestrial
No, it's been on already. That was the first series. That's been on 4 times in a year already on BBC One. And it's now on BBC. It's on CBBC all the time on a loop. But but the new series comes out at the end of this month on BBC One. So and in fact there are 2 series this year. So we shot 20.
Does your hair get any better?
Does my hair get any better? No, I tell you, that look is so sinister. And then hanging out in a forest at lunchtime in what can only be described as a bit of a pedo wig. It's a bit kind of with a beard and it's a touch of the glitters about it. And someone did walk through and went, "What are you making? What are you making?" I went, "The life story of Gary Glitter." Boom, they were on. And then hang around for that.
But you quite like the outdoors. I hear you're gonna climb. Is it the Himalayas next?
It's unlikely. I I did mention
you
that
said this.
No, I worked with Brian Blessed,
yeah.
and
Brian
he was and he whispered to me, "I love mountaineering," and I went, that could be quite a good. I said, "I'd like to do that one day," and but I don't know if that will ever come. The idea of I'm a Jew. I don't want to climb a mountain. I'd rather eat bagels and drink coffee and sit on the sofa. It's too much like hard work. Horrible. No, I would like. I think the scenery, the sense of achievement is, and hats off to people who do it. I think that was.
When Matthew goes camping, he takes his own sofa with him.
I'm going to. I'm moving up. I've done lightweight camping.
Nothing surprises me about this.
I can't believe you take a sofa.
Because I've done lightweight camping. There's 2 of us now, you see, because I'm getting married, and 2 people in a tiny tent gets very muddy. Now we're going in a van with a big tent, and we can stand up in it, which never really is easy anyway. Because
you're in a van, but with a tent. You're in a van with a tent.
Yeah, I'm going to have a van and a tent.
So
why do you have a
gets the
tent then? Why don't you just sleep in the van?
van?
Yeah, just sleep in the van.
Don't get it.
Is she going to get in the van and you're going to get in the
Don't ask
tent?
them. Well, ask them. They've got no idea.
Because you can't get a sofa in the back of a car when you're going camping. You need a van. A van, a sofa and a tent.
But isn't the sofa kind of surplus to requirements when you're camping?
I've spent the last 20 years sitting on the ground.
Book a hotel.
No!
There's lots of sofas in hotels.
Bedbugs. Right, enough about my holiday plans. Let's tell you about the plans we have for today's show.